Friends, we often believe that our lives change because of one big decision. But the truth is, our lives are shaped not by a few major choices, but by the small habits we practice every single day. A tiny act of carelessness may seem insignificant in the moment, but when the same mistake is repeated day after day, it slowly grows into a problem so big that one day it becomes impossible to ignore. That's when we realize the damage didn't happen overnight. It happened little by little, every single day. Today's story beautifully illustrates this truth. So stay with me until the very end, because you might recognize some of the very habits you're overlooking today. The same habits that could quietly be damaging your future. Long ago, in a small fishing village by the sea, lived two friends. They had grown up together, played together, studied together, and eventually graduated side by side. They also shared the same dream, to become the most successful sailors and fishermen on the entire coast. After years of hard work, both of them finally bought their very first fishing boats. The day they launched them into the sea, the entire village gathered to cheer them on. Smiling with excitement, they looked at each other and said, "Today marks the beginning of a new chapter in our lives." For the first few months, their lives were almost identical. Every morning, before sunrise, they sailed into the ocean. By evening, they returned with their catch, sold it at the marketplace, and headed home. Their earnings were nearly the same, and everyone in the village believed their futures would be equally bright. But as time passed, their daily habits slowly began to change. The first sailor had a simple routine. Every evening before heading home, he carefully inspected his boat. He checked if any wooden plank had loosened, if any rope had begun to wear out, or if even the smallest crack had appeared. If he found anything wrong, no matter how minor, he repaired it immediately. His friend would often laugh and say, "You're wasting your time over such tiny problems. Your boat is working perfectly fine." The first sailor would simply smile and reply, "The sea never forgives even the smallest mistake." The second sailor had a different mindset. "As long as the boat is sailing," he would say, "everything is fine. If a serious problem ever comes, I'll fix it then. Why spend time repairing things every day when I could be relaxing instead?" Days turned into months, and months became years. The first sailor's income didn't increase dramatically, but his boat remained strong and dependable. Meanwhile, the second sailor saved money by skipping small repairs. He bought expensive clothes, decorated his home with new things, and enjoyed showing off his lifestyle. Many villagers admired him and said, "Now that's someone who knows how to enjoy life." The first sailor never argued with anyone. He quietly continued caring for his boat every single evening. One day, the oldest fisherman in the village called both friends over and said, "When the sea is calm, every boat appears strong. But it's only during a storm that you discover who truly took care of their boat." The second sailor laughed confidently. "I've survived plenty of storms," he said. "There's no need to worry so much." The old fisherman simply smiled and said nothing. A few days later, the weather changed without warning. Dark clouds covered the sky, and enormous waves began crashing across the sea. Still, both sailors thought it was just another rough day on the water and set out as usual. At first, everything seemed normal. Then, suddenly, powerful winds roared across the ocean. Towering waves tossed their boats around like toys. The first sailor fought with all his strength to stay on course. His boat was old, but every rope was secure. Every plank was firmly fastened, and every repair he had made over the years was now protecting him. The second sailor wasn't as fortunate. A violent wave slammed into his boat, and the tiny crack he had ignored months ago finally gave way. Water began rushing inside. Panicking, he grabbed a bucket and desperately tried to throw the water back into the sea. Then an old rope snapped. Moments later, part of the sail ripped apart. His boat began losing balance. In fear, he cried out, If only I had fixed these problems when they were small. But it was already too late. From a distance, the first sailor heard his friend's desperate cries. Without thinking about his own safety, he turned his boat toward him. After a long and dangerous struggle, he managed to rescue his friend from the sinking boat. Together, they battled the storm throughout the night. By sunrise, exhausted but alive, they finally reached the shore. The second sailor sat silently, staring at the broken remains of his boat. Tears rolled down his face. Softly, he said, "My boat didn't break today. It started breaking months ago. I was the one who ignored it every single day. The storm didn't destroy my boat. It only revealed the mistakes I had been making all along." The first sailor placed a hand on his shoulder and gently replied, "A storm never sinks a boat. It only reveals how well you prepared for it." Friends, the same truth applies to our own lives. No one becomes a failure in a single day. Failure begins the moment we keep telling ourselves, "I'll start studying tomorrow. I'll begin saving money next month. I'll take care of my health next year. I still have plenty of time." We believe delaying something by one day doesn't matter, but one day becomes 1 week. 1 week becomes 1 month, and 1 month quietly turns into years. The biggest storms in life never appear without warning. Poor exam results, failed job interviews, struggling businesses, financial hardships, or serious health problems don't suddenly appear overnight. They begin much earlier, during the countless moments when we postpone small responsibilities. It's just like a building. No building collapses overnight. Its downfall begins the day the very first tiny crack appears in its wall. People ignore it because it seems harmless. But over time, that tiny crack grows wider and deeper, until one day, it brings the entire building crashing down. If you want the storms of tomorrow to have no power over your life, start repairing your boat today. Study a little every day. Save a little every month. Keep improving your skills. Take care of your body. Make time for the people you love. Because a strong life isn't built in a single day. It's built through the small responsibilities we fulfill consistently, day after day. Always remember, success is never a miracle. It is the accumulated result of good habits practiced consistently. And failure is never an accident. It is simply the final bill for countless small acts of negligence. So make a decision today. Don't wait for problems to arrive. Prepare for them before they do. Because the person who strengthens their boat while it's still safely at the shore is the one who can sail through even the fiercest storms. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more inspiring stories that can change the way you see life. Thank you for watching.